and welcome here to more TALKFCB, and welcome here to one of the most highly anticipated games of the entire season, as Manchester City go head-to-head with Liverpool for the Premier League title. This is a clash between two super teams, two titans in the European game, but only one can lift the Premier League trophy. And in this game, we are likely to find out who that is going to be. So let's get into it. Because live from the Eithad Stadium at 4:30 p.m. local time this Sunday, City and Liverpool will do battle in the Premier League. And this is what it means. This is what it all comes down to this season. Man City right now are top of the league with 73 points after 30 games. But look at that. Liverpool are just 1 point behind, and it couldn't be closer. It really couldn't. Coming into this game, it is anyone's to go out there and win. Liverpool, intriguingly as well, have the better goal difference. And boy, there is so much on the line. Because when you are looking at the remaining fixtures that are in store for these two teams, it does feel like this matchup right here, it is absolutely pivotal, because Liverpool do still have to face Manchester United. That's always such a fierce encounter at Anfield. They've also got the Merseyside derby to contend with, and they play Tottenham as well. But all of those games coming at home, crucially. And I think with Man City, it is interesting, because on paper you'd say they've got great games. They've got some really good fixtures in there. But of course with City, it can often be the smaller games, the so-called easier games, that are often where the slip-ups come. And I do have to say, guys, coming into this game as a neutral fan, I love the intensity of this clash. When these two teams come up against each other, it is absolutely mind-blowing football. Because the thing about this is, even if it wasn't a title decider, it would still feel like it. When these two met earlier on in the season, the pace was extraordinary. The intensity in every single moment of the game. There's no time wasting. There's no parking the bus. This is full throttle, fast-paced perfection from two teams at the absolute peak of their powers. And of course, ahead of this clash on Sunday, both teams were in action in midweek, of course, in the Champions League. Man City were made to work very, very hard at home by Atletico Madrid, who they found very difficult to break down. It was a really low block from Simeone's side, but Kevin De Bruyne's strike will give them extraordinary confidence, and it was a brilliant assist too on the day by Phil Foden. Man City continuing their winning form, but I think Liverpool, they were outstanding too. They went away to Benfica, secured a really comfortable 3-1 win. Konate, Mane, and indeed Luis Diaz, who's coming in January and been absolutely incredible for Liverpool. And that right there made it 8 successive away victories in a row, which is something Liverpool have never done before in their history. And I think when you are looking at the overall form of the two, I think the exciting thing and the intriguing thing about this game is this is genuinely two teams who are impeccable right now. Going forward, they are both stacked with attacking quality. They can score goals from any area of the field, and certainly at the back too. They can keep it tight. They can be solid defensively when needed. Liverpool haven't lost since the end of 2021. They are still unbeaten domestically this year, and what we are looking at here is two teams who are not only brilliant, but they are coached phenomenally. And that is one of the biggest attractions, I've got to say, about this fixture for me. The fact that two of the best coaches in the whole world of football, they go head-to-head again. It is Pep Guardiola up against Jürgen Klopp, and it is such an exciting battle because they're two elite coaches, but I think they're very different, and I think their teams look very different as well. But when you look at their personal records against each other, they couldn't be more alike. 22 times these two have met each other across their managerial careers. 9 wins for Pep, 4 draws, and 9 wins for Jürgen Klopp. Of course, they also met there out in Germany when it was Bayern up against Dortmund. They've had plenty of battles here in the Premier League, and of course Champions League as well, when Man City came up against Liverpool, with Jürgen Klopp now facing Pep more times in his coaching career than he's faced any other manager. And even Pep, he's only met Mourinho more times than Jürgen Klopp. And I think it's so interesting because I think every single time these two come up against each other, they learn something new. They find out something different, a different way of looking at each other's teams, and then they make adjustments. They are so tactically sound. They've got so much control and influence and power over their teams that every single game that goes by, they are using that information and doing everything in their power to gain what could be that vital advantage. Because when you are looking at Man City's possible lineup heading into this game, I think you can never be sure about Pep Guardiola. You never really know, especially ahead of a big game, what he's going to do. He can easily spring a surprise here and there, but of course you expect Ederson to be in goal. Kyle Walker was suspended in midweek in their Champions League game, but he'll be back at right back here. I think Ruben Diaz, coming back from injury, probably won't be fully ready to start in a game of this intensity, so probably it's going to be Stones and Aymeric Laporte at centre-back, and Cancelo as well will also return. Such a key player. He's almost their playmaker in that left-back area. In midfield, we are going to see Rodri, somebody who I hugely admire, because as we know from our time looking at Sergio Busquets, it is so difficult to find a player like that who can play in this system, and he is such a key player for Pep Guardiola. I expect De Bruyne and possibly Gundogan to make up that midfield, but I think in attack, who knows? Man City have got so many different options. The likes of Phil Foden, Grealish, Gabriel Jesus are all going to be pushing for those starting places, but I think Mahrez, you've got to play him in a big game like this. How often does he score in big moments? Bernardo Silva maybe in that false nine role. That could easily be Phil Foden and perhaps Raheem Sterling to the left-hand side. Pep will be looking for a big performance from him. But there really is so much depth and so much quality to choose from here in this City team. And I'd say the same for Liverpool too. Of course it's going to be Alisson in goal, Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back. Most likely though, Joel Matip is going to come back into the lineup despite Konate scoring against Benfica in midweek, with Van Dijk and Robertson making up that very strong and very experienced back four for Liverpool. In midfield, Fabinho is also a very key player here in this Liverpool team. Thiago has been outstanding. When he's been injury-free, we all know about the quality that he has, the way that he can dictate and control, especially a big game like this one, with Henderson likely to come in place of Naby Keita. And I think, again, when you're looking at the forward positions, when you're looking at the players who could make up that front three, it's the same situation as with Man City. They've got so many good players. You've got Salah, you've got Firmino, Mane, Luis Diaz, Jota. So many players, and so many players who are in form as well. But I think most likely it's going to be Mohamed Salah on the right-hand side. Possibly then the experience and the quality of Mane following up his goal against Benfica on the left-hand side. And then maybe down the middle, will it be Jota, who was given a bit of rest against Benfica? But I think what an option off the bench, Luis Diaz, who, like I say, has come in January and slotted straight into what Jürgen Klopp wants from his forwards, which yet again completes another extraordinary team. And I do think, guys, when you're looking at predictions, when you're looking about how this game might go, what are we expecting, I think it's so difficult to predict a winner, to actually look at these two teams and think, okay, there's the clear advantage. That's where the game's going to be won and lost, because I don't think it's that simple. I think this is a game right here where there's so much riding on it. There is so much pressure, so much anticipation, and it probably will be one mistake here or there, one lapse in concentration, that in this game, it gets punished. You can't make mistakes. You can't have lapses. You have to be 100% focused and always in the position where you're instructed to be. And that is why I am going to sit squarely on the middle of the fence. I'm going to go Man City 2, Liverpool 2. A direct repeat of the reverse fixture earlier on in the season. Because sitting here right now, with the quality on both sides, with the form on both sides, and these magnificent coaches, I cannot pick a winner. But it's over to you, because now I want to know if you can pick a winner. Do you believe here that Man City will have the edge of Liverpool, or that Liverpool may jump ahead in the title race? Please do let me know all of your thoughts in the comments down below. I will, of course, see all of you guys after this game for full reaction to everything we've seen. But until that time, let's see now who is ready to win the Premier League.